Why, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and then in today's video, this is my Wake Up Dead Man spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. So, this is my Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery spoiler review, as I just said. I forgot to say Knives Out mystery, but it's a Knives Out mystery. This is the third one. This is the threequel, and this is the third movie. And then next week I'm watching Avatar, which is the third movie. So I get to compare three movies, threequels. Oh boy, oh boy. I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed. I had an enjoyable time with this movie. I watched this yesterday, the day this came out on Netflix with my parents, which is something that doesn't normally happen because I'm not going to watch Stranger Things the day it comes out. Like I'm going to wait to do Stranger Things review. I'm going to do parts 2 and 3, like the finale, just all in one, just watch all 4 episodes. I feel like it's better that way. Just watch the 4 episodes, you know? Watch the first 4 episodes, and I get the 3 on Christmas, the 1 on New Year's, so I'm just going to watch it all at once and make a review for it. So that's what I'm going to do. However, this movie was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm torn, though, because it's like I really wanted this to be better than the first one. Because from the trailer and the cast and this vibe in the church setting, it's not like I don't love religious movies, but this movie had like an aura. It's a strange word to use. This movie had like a vibe and like an aura to it that I was really gravitated towards. And I was like, all right, I see where you're going with this. And not that I knew right away from the trailer I knew who did it or this type of thing. Or like the character, like I knew who all the characters were going to be. But from the first movie, like this was my point of view from... Again, it's going to take me a little while to figure out like what's my favorite. If I watch this again, oh yeah, this is my favorite. But I don't know quite yet based on this review. So the first one is a family setting. And it's a little bit predictable in the sense like you know who did it, but you're not sure because everyone in a family, you're still trying to figure out who, like the personalities of the family. And then the second one is a friend group where they go to this not long lost, but this deserted island of one of their friends they haven't seen in a while, played by Ed Norton. And I love the cast in all 3 of these. And the third one is a congregation in this church where 2 reverends were reverends. I don't know the name. Like Montessor Wicks, who's played by Josh Brolin, and then Josh O'Connor is the guy from Challengers. Great movie, by the way. I love Challengers. Go watch it. And there's the whole cast here. Kaylee Spaney in this movie, who was from Civil War. Go watch that movie. She's great in it. She's in a wheelchair. The character in the wheelchair in this movie. I adore the cast here from Kathy Sutherland, I believe it's her name. Kerry Washington. Wow, that was the wrong name. Kerry Washington from Scandal. Jeremy Renner, who's Hawkeye in Marvel and also on Mission Impossible. You get Andrew Scott, a great actor. I haven't seen him in much, but I know I've heard of him. And like I said, Josh Brolin, Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church is a treasure in this movie. And there's great cast members, but one of the things, like I said, I enjoy this movie. I enjoy it more than the second one. Rewatching the second one before this one, I think it gets a little too chaotic in the sense that, for me, once they show up to the island, I automatically know that Ed Norton is behind all of it. Specifically, the reason for that is that you're just not, like, you're introduced to this guy, for one thing, and then you're like, oh, yeah, this is an island where stuff can happen, so you automatically assume that he wants to develop a plan. It's kind of him. It turns out to be him. So, Wake Up Dead Man, there's all these plots along the way. It's nothing bad. It falls short. It's going to be in my top 10 movies of the year. But it doesn't entirely land in the way I was hoping. First off, there's a bunch of twists and turns, as you may suspect. This is going to be a spoiler review, so I'm trying to be as vague and then I kind of want to discuss. basically, at the end of the day, I'm just going to kind of spoil it right now, but Glenn Close, the actress Glenn Close who is in Captain Marvel. She's been in other things. But she's the one that's behind all of it. It makes sense as to why she is, but I'm not going to say I don't like it or that I didn't like the movie. I was You know the other thing that really, like, I'm thinking about, like, it didn't Daniel Craig, who I love as Benoit Blanc, it didn't feel like he had a whole lot to do in this movie. I feel like each time, the first one, he had so much to do, and I feel like we got 10% of him in this movie. I feel like this is what he did in the movie. Hey, yeah, don't do that. Now don't do that. Now he had this great moment where he's like going through all of the things, and like this is what actually happened, right? And he just had this great moment of dialogue where he's like, "Sit down in the church, and I will tell you, like, listen to me." Right? It's great, and I loved his performance, but I feel like he didn't. He's like, "I can't solve this crime," and I'm like, "Isn't that your whole point?" Don't get me wrong. This is not me crap talking this movie. I love this. This is in my top 10. There's just little moments here that got me confused. And it's not like Wicked or the final Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, where I downright hated this movie, like those two. I just went, Sorry. So there's a lot in there that I really love. I love the cinematography. I love the visuals, the lighting, the character work, the cast. The soundtrack is dope. I would watch this again. I would watch this again. It's a worthy rewatch. I just think as a Knives Out, I was hoping for more. Oh my gosh! There's more deaths in this movie that I was surprised by. Jeremy Renner dies. Glenn Close dies. Josh Brolin dies. He's the main death, and then that's the case is going after him. And Sandman's actor Thomas Hayden Church dies, and there's a lot of that, and I think it's the most impactful Knives Out. But I think as a Knives Out movie, as a Knives Out mystery, I honestly I was throughout the movie going whoa, like I was like surprised. But I was surprised at the deaths. I was surprised at the deaths and what was going on. I wasn't surprised by the reveals. And that's not a good thing, in my opinion. You might feel differently. But I should have been like, oh, it was her. Oh, this all makes sense now. And I wasn't getting that. I don't know if that just tells me that I'm dumb. But it kind of just like, and I was watching like, okay, yeah, it's her. Like I wasn't expecting it to be Glenn Close, but I also wasn't expecting it to be anybody else. So like I wasn't entirely surprised. I was just like, no, it's her. Okay, makes sense, I guess. I mean, it doesn't make the movie bad. It's hard for me to figure out. I'm gonna rate this movie this movie at the end of my review, but it's hard for me to actually juxtapose, if that's the right word, figure out how I like these movies, because I like murder mysteries. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Clue, the Clue that has like these different endings and stuff. I should go back and watch that movie maybe. But like these Knives Out movies are so good, I want another one, and I was like really on board to say that this is my favorite, but I can't say that. I cannot say that. After the first one is Lightning in a Bottle, and this one, honestly, is my second favorite one. So there's a lot of twists and turns that happen, but as the twists and turns are going, I'm like, oh, okay, sure, I guess that happened. It's not bad, but it's just, it's not. Let me get there. Let me get something straight here. It's not as. I think what the second one was trying to do, like the name Glass Onion, was like, we have to have all these layers like an onion, right? And they're just gonna make it chaos for you, right? Let's make it chaos, and then just have a bunch of reveals at the end of the movie. There's that. And then Wake Up Dead Man is like, let's make a religious movie. Let's fake a man walking out of the tomb for you. And I was like, I don't know where this is going. And then they have a reveal that I'm like, okay, I guess that happened, but explain with more logic, please. And they really kind of don't. So at the end of the day, I think it's an enjoyable watch. I would definitely rewatch this one more than the second one, but it's not a meh movie, but I was expecting more from a third Knives Out movie. That to say, though, I had a lot of enjoyment with this movie. Definitely going to my top 10 of the year list. And I want to see more from the franchise. Doesn't disappoint. Doesn't make me go, I think this franchise has run out of steam. Not at all. Funny enough, my friend's sister, I have to say this, said it was her favorite one, and I am definitely really wanting to talk with her about that. So I am beyond. I'm glad that one of my friend's sister, or one of my friends, really liked it. So I'm glad that she thought it was her favorite one, and that makes me jealous. Because coming out of the film, I was like, it's still a second. It's like, it's not bad. It's not bad. But I was just expecting more. I was expecting to say, this is my favorite one, because I was really excited. I don't hate this movie. I was just expecting more. And, again, I don't think it's not as bad as what I said about Wicked. It's not as bad as what I was saying about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So that's that. This is getting, dang, this is stupid, because you might think, well, if it's 9 out of 10, you didn't give it a very high praise. It's 9 out of 10. It would have been 10 out of 10, 9.5, 10 out of 10, if I just had a bit more shock and awe. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10. 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, and a 90% overall, and an A minus. It would have been an A plus if I could have given that a solid A or an A plus. So I could have, but an A minus for those not as big shock at all. But I still liked it a lot. It's not a B. It's not an A, but it's an A minus. So it's not a B or anything. It's an A minus, so it's fine. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy this review. I try to give. I was gonna say a spoiler review, but I try to give as minor spoilers as possible. I told you Glenn Close did it, and there's stuff like that. Hopefully you enjoyed my little review. It's not a rant, but it's a review. Be sure to go watch Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery. It's out on Netflix currently, and stuff like that. So I don't see why it's ever going to be taken off. I was going to say, before it's taken off Netflix, I don't know why. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to stay tuned. I got Welcome to Derry, spoiler review coming this week, and Avatar, Fire and Ash, along with my thoughts on the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. Oh my gosh, that's coming out, as well as the Odyssey, and so much more trailers before that movie. Things like that coming out on the horizon. Don't forget to, maybe I'll make a short for that. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me on social media. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.